Mikhail Kalashnikov's journey, a story of ingenuity forged in hardship, began in the vast, rural expanse of Russia. His early life was deeply rooted in the traditions and challenges of the Russian countryside. Born in 1919, Mikhail was one of 19 children in a peasant family, a testament to the large families common in rural Russia at the time. His childhood was filled with the simple joys and stark realities of agrarian life. Life was undeniably harsh, a constant struggle against the elements and the demands of the land. But amidst the hardship, a spark ignited within young Mikhail, a fascination with machinery, with how things worked, and how they could be improved. This curiosity would prove to be a defining characteristic. Surprisingly, alongside his mechanical inclinations, he also harbored a love for poetry, finding solace and inspiration in the written word. This artistic side reveals a depth to his character often overshadowed by his engineering achievements. In 1930, Stalin's policy of collectivization dramatically altered the course of his family's life. They were exiled to Siberia, a brutal displacement that tested their strength and resolve. This experience, though traumatic, forged his resilience, instilling in him a deep sense of patriotism and a fierce determination to overcome adversity. He learned to handle firearms early on, a common skill in a society where hunting and self-reliance were often necessities. Little did he know that this early familiarity with weapons would ultimately shape his destiny and lead him down a path of innovation and invention. Drafted into the Red Army in 1938, he entered a world of structured discipline and rigorous training. His innate mechanical talent quickly elevated him within the ranks, marking him as someone with exceptional aptitude. He progressed rapidly from tank mechanic to commander, demonstrating his leadership potential and technical prowess. In 1941, during the tumultuous Battle of Bryansk, a battlefield wound dramatically changed his life's course, diverting him from the front lines and setting him on an unexpected path. During his recovery in a military hospital, he had ample time to reflect on his experiences and observe the shortcomings of the Soviet weaponry. He listened intently as fellow soldiers voiced their complaints about the unreliability and complexity of their rifles. These conversations, coupled with his own observations, inspired him to imagine a new kind of weapon, one that was simple in its design, rugged enough to withstand the harsh conditions of war, and above all, reliable for the common soldier facing the brutal realities of combat. The seeds of the AK-47, the world's most iconic assault rifle, were sown in the mud and pain of war, nurtured by a desire to create a weapon that would empower and protect those who needed it most. While recovering, Kalashnikov began sketching weapon designs. His first attempt was rejected, but his raw talent was recognized, launching his career as a weapons designer. From 1944 to 1947, he worked tirelessly on a new assault rifle for the Soviet Army. The AK-47 stood out for its radical simplicity and reliability, designed to function in the harshest conditions. With only 8 moving parts and easy field maintenance, it was a soldier's dream. After brutal trials, the AK-47 was adopted in 1949, forever changing modern warfare. Its later evolution, the lighter AKM, cemented its place as the world's most iconic rifle. The AK-47's adoption by the Soviet Army was just the beginning. The Soviets exported it and its blueprints worldwide, making it the standard for allies and revolutionaries alike. Its low cost and ease of manufacture led to factories across Asia, Africa, and beyond. The rifle's legendary reliability made it a favorite in jungles, deserts, and cities, outperforming rivals like the M16 in Vietnam. The AK-47 became a symbol of revolution, even appearing on national flags like Mozambique's. With over 100 million produced, often unlicensed, it became the most widespread firearm on Earth. Designed for defense, it armed both armies and insurgents, shaping conflicts across the globe. Mikhail Kalashnikov, the creator of the AK-47, always insisted that his invention was born out of necessity. He maintained that he built the AK-47 for defense, not aggression. He envisioned it as a tool to protect his homeland, a shield against potential threats. He took immense pride in its ingenious engineering, and its intended role as a soldier's essential tool on the battlefield, a means of survival and protection for those who served, not a weapon of terror wielded indiscriminately. For many years he deflected blame for the AK-47's widespread misuse, attributing it to the decisions and actions of political leaders, not himself, the inventor, But as the horrifying images of his rifle surfaced across the globe, showing it in the hands of child soldiers, terrorists, and various factions engaged in brutal conflicts, doubt began to creep in, slowly eroding his initial conviction. The sheer scale of global violence, fueled at least in part by the proliferation of his invention, weighed heavily on his conscience and his spirit in his later years, casting a long shadow over his legacy. In 2013, nearing the end of his life, he penned a deeply personal letter to the head of the Russian Orthodox Church, confessing the profound spiritual pain he was enduring, a burden that had grown unbearable. He was openly questioning his own responsibility in the suffering caused by the weapon he had created. "If my rifle took people's lives, am I, Mikhail Kalashnikov, to blame for their deaths?" he poignantly asked. The young inventor, who once slept soundly, confident in the purpose and righteousness of his creation, was now tormented by the devastating consequences and the unintended legacy of his creation. His legacy, once a source of national pride, became a deeply personal struggle, a constant battle between the initial pride in his ingenuity and the profound regret over its impact on the world. Despite the profound moral burden he carried, a weight that surely accompanied his every step, Kalashnikov was celebrated as a national hero within the Soviet Union and later, Russia. He received the highest Soviet accolades, a testament to his perceived contribution to national defense and Russian honors, solidifying his place in the nation's historical narrative. His name became synonymous with Russian arms design, a brand recognized globally, representing both innovation and lethal power. His son, Viktor, continued the family legacy, following in his father's footsteps as a weapons designer, contributing to the ongoing evolution of arms technology. Kalashnikov died in 2013 at the age of 94, a long life marked by both triumph and internal conflict, and was honored with a state funeral in Moscow, a final tribute to a man who shaped the landscape of modern warfare. His life spanned from peasant hardship in a small village to global fame and recognition, a remarkable journey of transformation. His invention both a point of immense national pride for Russia, symbolizing its military might, and a source of deep personal anguish as he grappled with the weapon's widespread use in conflicts around the world. The AK-47's inherent simplicity and unparalleled reliability remain unmatched in the world of firearms, but its impact on global conflict and human suffering is undeniably and deeply complex. Kalashnikov's story serves as a stark reminder that the genius of invention is forever inextricably linked to how the world ultimately chooses to use and misuse that very creation, for better or for worse. His legacy is both a remarkable triumph of engineering and mechanical excellence, and a cautionary tale, a somber reflection on the often unforeseen and unintended consequences of innovation on a global scale.